Hello, 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 and welcome to Let's Grow Shopping and another garden update. I've just been thinking about doing these little updates and how much I talk about the weather. And I think having to reflect back on the last 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, you sort of realise how much the weather is affecting what I'm doing. And this one's been no different. Since I last did an update, there has been Cyclone Alfred up north, which resulted in 9 days of overcast, misty, rainy, not downpours or anything, but just overcast weather. And it set back a whole heap of all the summer veggies that were towards the end of their life. Suddenly thought, what's the point, and gave up the ghost completely. So I've removed quite a few things from the veggie beds, beans and zucchinis to be 2 big ones. And then we've had 3 days of absolutely blistering hot mid-30s weather, and I was umming and ahhing about not putting all the seedlings out because they'll get burnt and this, that and the other, but I had time. And I've also found that with my moon planting, you know, you might want to follow the moon, but you haven't got time on the day when the moon's ripe, but you have right now. And so right now it wins over all the time because you just want to get it done, right? But yeah, this you realise really it brings it into good focus that the weather is having a massive impact on what's happening here, and you start to see things a lot more clearly and with a bit more clarity, should I say. Well, I'll leave it there, and I hope you enjoy the update. This time of autumn is probably my favourite time of the year. Everything just seems to have exploded in flower all of a sudden with the onset of that cloudy weather. And this is our verge garden, and everything's just going crazy. A beautiful sight to come home to every day. And I'll just show you some more flowers. These iridescent bluey purple salvias. And one of these flowers is on its way out, but the next one is coming straight right into bloom now. An ornamental ginger. They look absolutely amazing. I managed to get some beans that are nice and plump, like you can see the bean sort of pods inside. I'll let them dry out in the garage, and we'll get some more bean seeds for next year. And I've also been getting some of the eggplants that I'm leaning over, and this is the second lot we've got. Some really glorious examples there. The wicking beds are looking a bit bare at the moment, well, some of them are, as I've pulled out so much stuff. Yeah, these look like they have survived the 35-degree days. I think that was cauliflower. The silver beet in this bed's always looking ropey. I've noticed the redder. I've got this what's it called, bright light silver beet, and some of them are red, and the red ones always go really ropey looking very quickly. Whereas if you go into wicking bed 2, they start off quite well, but the green ones, the just usual white stemmed and green leaves last a lot longer than these reddy ones. I wonder what that is. And we've got some beetroot that haven't really formed beetroot but got lots of leaves, and a self-seeded mustard. This is my sign to probably plant all the mustard seeds around the garden. I save a heap of mustard seeds every year and just spray handfuls of them everywhere, as they're a great soil conditioner as well as food. And this radicchio has just, when I chopped down the radicchio from last, I guess, winter, spring, it's just sprouted straight back from the stump, and giving me another radicchio, which is great. And beds 3 and 4 are where I've taken out the beans, and it's just all seedlings. Now I found an adolescent bush turkey on top of my wicking beds the other day, so I'm, as well as slugs and snails, I've got large birds to deal with, and so I don't know exactly what is ruining my seedlings. I put rocket in on the edge here, and the day after I put it in there was loads of slug trails all next to it, so it doesn't seem to be many today, so I'm hoping it survives. So I transplanted and did everything about 3 days ago, right at the start of that hot weather, not really thinking too hard about whether they would all survive. It was only after I did it that I thought, oh, that probably wasn't the best timing. We've got more silver beet in down this way, an endive that was hiding under the beans, and the carrots I planted ages ago are now starting to sprout. And so I've come to the realization carrots are probably not a summer thing in this garden, even though they're supposed to be able to be sown all year round. That is not the case. In bed 5 we've got loads of leeks. I've put in another row of carrots down here, and we've got some either, I think it's spring onions and maybe more leeks down here, and some more endive. And again you can see the cabbage or cauliflower I put in here has been hammered. Bed 6 is still spinach, going crazy, absolutely loving it. I've been harvesting this a hell of a lot. And some good looking lettuce and leeks and spring onions again. And then in bed 8, more lettuce, more beetroot, more kale, and more carrots down here that are actually sprouting. And in bed 8, and the reason the soil's looking all humpy is because I've been going with a fork and aerating the soil, so just putting a fork in, wiggling it about a bit, pulling it out, not digging it over, and that's just to try and get some more air into the soil. I think they're getting a bit packed down. You can see like the soil's supposed to be at the top of here, ideally, and so they've subsided quite a bit. And so yes, in here we've got spring onions, leeks, a bit of good looking kale that I haven't took out yet, and some struggling silver beet. In the Galaxy garden, the Mercury full of potatoes, they are loving life. I'm still having to get the 28 spot ladybugs off them, and I hilled them up again. We've just had a really windy night actually, after like the cool change has brought in a real southerly, and so it's blowing some of these potatoes over, but you can see the amount I've hilled them up, hopefully. I just got a load of stuff out of the chicken run, so yeah, there's heaps of composting material in the floor of the chicken run, which I scrape up from time to time. In which one's this one? Venus. We've got pak choi all the way down that edge, and these seedlings have been getting quite a battering from the wildlife as well. So I've re-sown a lot of red cabbage in the middle, and we've got a line of lettuce going down this side, and so hopefully they'll all come good. This is Mars, and there used to be the bush beans and the watermelon in here, and I've cleaned the whole lot out. The soil is absolutely sensational. Perfect stuff. Bit damp because it's been raining for about 4 or 5 days straight, but glorious stuff. I've planted potatoes in a zigzag pattern, so 2 rows offset from each other, so you get more in instead of just 1 row down the middle. I haven't composted this bed yet, so I'm going to bury the potatoes and then put the compost in over the top, and everything should be all good. Covered it with compost and then a layer of the stuff out of the chicken coop again, just to, I guess, mulch the compost to keep the life in it, because the soil's completely bare and that hot weather was coming. And in Jupiter we are still looking good with eggplant, and we're still full of ladybugs as well. Every time I walk past the potatoes and the eggplants, I'm squeezing a couple of ladybugs or their larvae. It's getting out of control, and you can see the damage that it does to the eggplant leaves. and these are coming out of season, so they're getting more and more ratty anyway, but the pests aren't helping at all. In Saturn, the silver beet is looking majestic at this end. For some reason the south end looks a lot better than the north end, and that's a normal sort of occurrence as well. Strange. And the cabbage is finally starting to cauliflowers are finally starting to take off. They've managed to escape the pests for a fortnight. We've got some alright looking leek happening. And at the other end, this is all the broccoli seedlings, which some have taken off and yes, escaped the pests. The lettuce in Uranus needs harvesting yesterday, and the beans, which looked fairly ropey during that cloudy spell, started coming back in the sunny spell, and so we're still getting beans from this, which is great. But in stark contrast to that, when you just go right next door into Neptune, all the beans are pretty much dying off. No more beans, drying out, had enough. And so in this bed, there's still a couple of bush beans in the floor, together with a bit of kohlrabi. But there will be peas very shortly. Now that the weather has cooled off a bit, I'll get the peas in there. And in Uranus is going to be the garlic. The garlic was supposed to ship. I ordered it ages ago. It's supposed to ship at the beginning of March, and now it's going to be the end of March. I don't know what the go is there. This is where the jungle was with the nectarine tree in the teepee. All I did was take out the cherry tomatoes, and all the pumpkins collapsed onto the floor because the cherry tomatoes were helping support them. And yeah, you can see the tree again, and also the trellis. So there are loads of pumpkins that are all opened up now. The cherry tomatoes went really ratty really quickly. Now the pumpkins are starting to ripen up, and the pumpkin vines are looking fairly ratty, so we'll harvest these shortly. The Madagascar beans, which are 7-year beans, so sort of semi-perennial, are going really well. Hopefully be able to harvest some of them shortly. And on the floor is where all the zucchinis were, and I've gotten rid of them completely. They were just a complete waste of time. It's taught me a bit of a lesson about zucchini. Next year the zucchini will be in one of the Galaxy Garden beds, because everything will be on schedule and on time, I think. And then last but not least, we have the shade house. So I've had the screen down on the shade house because in the middle of summer the sun comes from overhead and the door doesn't really need to be down because the roof does the job. Whereas now the angle of the sun is more like this. It's going right into the back of the shade house, and those 35-degree days we've just had were burning or threatening to burn the seedlings. So I put the door down. So this is this is March's tray. 2 weeks ago, looking great, especially the peas. The only thing that hasn't really gone is the coriander on this end. So I'm getting a bit over coriander. But yes, these should be good to go in a fortnight, on schedule. Great germination. And this is the second tray of rocket. The parsley hasn't really sprouted. Even though some of it's sprouting in the garden, it's not really going in my seed trays, which is odd. Daikon radish looking good. Foxgloves have started coming out. Got chives which haven't really, they're just starting to come out now. Spinach looking alright. Red cabbage looking alright, it's got a few sprouting. And the onions, which always take ages to come up, they've started appearing slightly. And this is the tray from this fortnight, and the rocket you can see over there, it's only been in here 3 or 4 days, it's already germinated. The only thing different about this tray is I've got four pots each of spinach, so I'm trialing 2 different kinds of spinach to see what it looks like. But all the rest of the stuff in that tray is just the usual suspects, nothing out of the ordinary. And that's about it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in a fortnight.